Hey guys, just doing a quick field test walking with the Osmo Mobile 4 OM4 just to see how this does with stabilization. Just gonna do a quick walk around here and just kind of see how this handles. So I'll be doing some other testing. This is the first field test with the Osmo Mobile 4 just to kind of see, just standard walking, to see how this handles. I know a few minutes ago I had some kind of issues with some of the bigger phones, the cases, it wasn't kind of staying balanced. That was an issue that I did have with the Osmo Mobile 2. And like I said, I'm trying to kind of calibrate this and see how this works out, hoping they can work out some of these problems and that. I know if you do have a bigger phone case on this, there may be running into some issues, because I currently ran into a few issues trying to keep it on. I would probably use it'd be quicker probably to use the magnet adhesive glue-on piece, but the fact that you use a wireless charger kind of interferes with that, so it's probably not the option. At least for me, it wouldn't work. But if you're not going to use a wireless charger, you might go that route. Especially if you have a big phone case on there that it's hard to get the clamps around, because I know a couple times I'm struggling to just barely get it on this case. Like I said, I'm filming this right now with the Note 10 Plus, and I have that Z-Bolt case on there. I guess it's a little bit a heavier case. It's a good case, but I said it's a slightly not too bulky, but I can only imagine if you had a really heavy bulky case on here, you probably wouldn't even be able to use this at all. So that's just one thing to kind of point out. So we're just kind of doing a little walk around here now, just to kind of see just the basic stabilization of this gimbal, to see how it handles, especially with some of these bigger phones. I'm just gonna come around here, and we're just gonna kind of walk around and see. We can kind of just move it around a little bit. I'm just gonna do a quick pan. You can kind of pan it around. That's kind of nice. Let's see. You can kind of zoom in. So you get like about a 8x zoom on there. This should be shooting in 4K, 30 frames. Like I say, you can change the resolution just based on your phone thing. There's a lot of other little options and stuff. I'll be doing some other videos just to kind of see how that is. I know they improved with some of the active track features and stuff. It has like an auto detect mode now as well, which is kind of supposed to be nice, but I think it'll just kind of auto detect with a basic gesturing instead of having to actually put the circle or try to, trace out what you're trying to active track. But like I said, I'm trying to see so far. I mean, it's kind of been a little bit of a struggle trying to get this thing to stay leveled and balanced. I know if I move or jerk too much, it kind of fights me a little bit. That's the one thing I did point out before with some of these before that I had with some issues, that I had that issue with the Mobile 2, where it just kind of was always having. That was with the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus that I was using, which was also a pretty large phone, and I had kind of similar issues with that. I don't know. I mean, just putting these bigger phones and stuff is a struggle. I know the motors have been improved on this one, supposedly. So I mean, it's supposed to help, especially with larger phones. But I know I'm still having a few issues here and there with this, trying to keep this thing level. It keeps wanting to go to one side and not. I'm having myself to kind of reconfigure or yeah, see, I'm having a little bit of issues here, trying to kind of keeping it out down there, and then you kind of have to readjust. Just trying to stable lock on. I'm kind of having to reconfigure the gimbal back just to relock it back on again. So I don't know if that's user error or what, but I mean, like I said, I've had some same similarities in the past with this, not wanting to do the same thing. So we're just kind of walking at a normal pace. I can see what it does at a more of a faster pace. I'm never gonna really run with this thing or not, but You see it's kind of fighting me a little bit. It's coming down here by the lake. I can kind of just get this thing to work a little bit better. I mean, I really like the portability of this one over some of the last one. The fold-up design and the magnet idea is really an improvement over past models. So I'm just still kind of on the fence and seeing how this thing is going to benefit me in the future and how this is going to work, and just overall how the stabilization is really worth it or not. Let's just kind of do another zoom in here. Let's see, what kind of zoom in? There you go. So there's your 8x zoom. Come back. Yeah, you can kind of do it slower. Well, but yeah, that's pretty much that. Let's see. Let's kind of do a little more walking around here and see. Yeah, for some reason, like I said, it kind of wants to go to one side a little bit. That's one thing I've had. It's not staying centered. I'm always having to tap to recenter to readjust the gimbal again. So, that's just one thing I'm just trying to still kind of work out. But like I said, you got a lot of modes and different things you can do on this for like hyperlapse and other things, and some of the little benefits of just being just a standard, DJI really threw a lot of extra things in there and features and stuff you can do with this. I mean, you're really a creator and just using it for B footage or whatnot. I mean, it's definitely a nice little extra to have around, but I'm just trying to see where you can kind of fit this in. At first, I wasn't really too much of a fan of these phone, gimbals, but I mean, it does it out for some little bit of things and little added benefits. But and actually, design overall, like I said, it's come a long way from like the first generation. I remember the first generation, then they had the actual mobile camera on there, and they would link up to your phone that way. So now they got just using your own phone. But I mean, also too, I think is like the electronic stabilization on a lot of these phones nowadays are so much better. I mean, it's kind of hard to justify. I mean, still having that physical gimbal. I think it's just to see how much you really do get with that, as if it's worth it in the end or not to you. But yeah, and I think it also detects too with the active track thing, like if it's a car or not or something like that. I think there's some different, it can actually determine what it's locking onto and determine different things too. I don't know. There's supposed to be a lot of different things with the active track. This active track 3.0, I believe, is what's on there now. There's a lot of like hand gesturing modes and stuff. It'd be interesting to see if they can input like some of the other functions on there, like they had on the Osmo Action. Having some of the voice commands and stuff would be kind of nice. A bonus if they could add that in there, maybe in a future update or something. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see what happens with that. If that's something that we could add, or if that would be something you can integrate. I mean, the design of this overall gimbal is definitely a lot better than what past generations were. I would have to say it's the portability of it. That was the one thing that was a drawback of the last version, was that it would just kind of be an inconvenience taking that thing around with me, and it was kind of cluttery and had the big case and the box and everything you had to have it in. And this just has a little bag, and you can just kind of throw it in the bag and just throw it with your gears, just having that nice little thing with you like that. So I mean, this is a lot more convenient in the long run for that, being more portable. Overall too, I have to see how this is too, how this sounds. I mean, it should be, because I'm just using through the app, but I mean, it should be just using your overall, just your phone's mic or whatnot for just your regular audio. One thing I was trying to figure out if you could plug in an external. I know you can charge your phone with this, but to be able to plug an external mic into this, that'd be another plus. If there's a way you could use some way to use an external mic. I don't know. I haven't looked into that. There was a port on the side, but I don't think that's for a mic or what that's for exactly yet. But it would be great if they could have some kind of way that they could run a mic to this. Just another bonus. Of course, to take away some of the portability, but. Let's try another little pan. See how these little pans, that big button there. Pan up, come down. And you can change the aspect ratio too from portrait, from going from portrait to landscape by just double clicking, and then now you're in the portrait mode. You can click back and then you're back in the landscape. See, I think there's some other little features too, I guess, so I'm gonna play with that too. I mean, if you're a creator like on some of your social media paths, you can do like some kind of twisting motion and do some other little different special effects and stuff. So I mean, there's different little things you can create with this. It's like I said, good B footage. Wrap up this just first field test with the Osmo Mobile 4. And like I said, we'll kind of be doing some other field tests here in the near future with some of the other testing, some of the other functionalities and stuff that it does. But just kind of, like I said, I wanted to kind of get out here and show you what you get with using this current phone. But I'm just saying to see how it handles and just normal stabilization, especially with a larger phone like this. I'm using the Note 10 Plus. I'm sure some other big phones out there, I mean, you would have similar performance ways of how it would work. But all in all, that's pretty much the first conclusion of the Osmo Mobile 2 or OM4. We'll see you guys next time. All right, thanks. Bye.
Thanks for watching Infused Adventures. Don't forget to hit that sub button if you like to see more videos like this in the near future. And always thanks for watching.